He can set traps. He can use his legs to move around a little bit and wait for the right spot, the right entry point to come in with a dangerous guy. He can do it all, and he can figure it out on the fly with the cerebral part.
Tank Davis has once again sparked discussions in the boxing world, and this time, it's not about a fight. Recently, Tank shared videos showcasing his shredded physique, with bulging muscles, broad shoulders, and no trace of off-season softness.
No belts, no money or nothing. Just put them in front of me, and I'll show you that I'm better than that.
His impressive physical condition alone has experts talking, possibly leading to the conclusion that this fight could be more challenging for Roach.
I mean, but again, they pick and choose, so it is what it is. And again, the media like to hate him too, so you know, I'm gonna catch a lot of that backlash too. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really stunning that too much. I'm not worried about narrative. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring.
All right.
Originally scheduled for December 14th in Houston, Texas, the clash with Lamont Roach had to be postponed due to a scheduling issue. Now, it's set to take place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. However, one thing remains unchanged. Boxing insiders remain doubtful about Roach's chances against Davis.
So get ready for 2 fights. But yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight.
Fans may be excited about this matchup, but the pros are raising eyebrows. They're watching Tank's videos, shaking their heads, and wondering if Roach truly understands what he's up against. 3 months out from fight night, Tank already looks ready to step into the ring. Recent footage shows him looking dialed in, thick shoulders, chiseled arms, and a frame that screams power and focus. Former champion Shawn Porter didn't hold back when he saw the clips. This isn't just good shape. This is, I'm coming for a knockout shape. Tank is making a statement without saying a word, and Porter isn't the only one paying attention. Teddy Atlas, known for his blunt and no-nonsense takes, weighed in with a warning. This is a guy who stays dangerous. You don't want to be the one facing Tank when he's this dialed in. Atlas didn't hold back, suggesting that Lamont Roach either needs a solid plan or should seriously consider stepping away. Even among fans, the buzz is all about how sharp Tank looks. Social media lit up with comments like, Roach is in trouble, and Tank's already in fight shape. While fans are thrilled, the experts are approaching this cautiously. This isn't just a physical mismatch, it's a mental one as well. The consensus is clear, Lamont Roach has guts, but guts alone don't win fights, especially not against someone like Gervonta Davis.
But, you know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know,
Roach is no slouch. He's a skilled, technical fighter with solid defense and a strong chin. However, even his most devoted supporters can't overlook the glaring gap in experience and firepower. Take Eddie Hearn's perspective. Look, Lamont's a good fighter, no question, but Tank is on another level. This isn't a step up for Roach, it's a leap, and that's where the danger comes in. Hearn isn't alone in his concerns. Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins was even more direct. There's no shame in admitting you're not ready. Tank isn't just a big puncher. He's smart, calculated, and ruthless. This isn't the kind of fight you take unless you're 100% sure you can win. Hopkins added that Roach might not even make it out of the first half of the fight.
I'm not looking at Lamont the way that everybody else look at Lamont. Like I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not. This ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a real good fight.
For Lamont Roach, the stakes couldn't be higher. A win against Davis would catapult him into instant stardom, but a loss, especially a brutal one, could derail his career in a way that's tough to bounce back from. It's the kind of risk that has seasoned veterans shaking their heads. What makes Gervonta Davis so dangerous isn't just his punching power, though that's undoubtedly a major factor. It's the way he blends that power with precision, patience, and exceptional fight IQ. Tank doesn't just throw heavy punches. He sets traps, studies his opponents, and strikes with pinpoint, devastating accuracy.
My whole family's from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them.
Don't
what?
bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They
don't
gonna
bring 'em.
celebrate with me. You hear
Don't
me?
bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all.
Former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis put it plainly, Tank isn't just a puncher, he's a finisher. When he smells blood, it's over. Lewis emphasized that Roach would need to be flawless every second of every round just to survive, a nearly impossible task against someone like Davis. This is where the real concern for Lamont Roach lies. While he's a solid fighter, his style doesn't seem to match up well against Davis. Roach often relies on his defense and counterpunching, but against a fighter like Tank, who can cut off the ring and force exchanges, that strategy might not hold up.
Who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't
y'all
do
talking.
shit with.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
The change in venue adds an extra layer of intrigue to this fight. Moving from the Toyota Center in Houston to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn brings a unique energy. The Barclays is known for hosting electrifying boxing events, and the New York crowd will be loud, passionate, and unapologetically honest. Veteran trainer Joe Goosen sees this as yet another advantage for Davis. The atmosphere at the Barclays can be overwhelming if you're not used to it. Tank's been here before. He knows how to thrive on that energy. For Roach, however, it's unfamiliar territory, and that matters. The pressure will be immense. He's not just fighting Tank. He's fighting the crowd, the bright lights, and the weight of expectations. For a fighter with less experience on such a grand stage, that's a lot to handle.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. For real. So y'all better be quiet.
The question on everyone's mind isn't whether Tank is ready. He clearly is. The real question is whether Lamont Roach should be taking this fight at all. Many boxing insiders believe Roach has the talent to become a world champion someday, but they're not convinced this is the right fight at the right time. Andre Ward, who understands the importance of timing in boxing, summed it up: there's nothing wrong with taking your time and building up to a fight like this. But once you're in there with someone like Tank, there's no going back. Roach has to be absolutely sure this is the right move for him. Even Timothy Bradley, known for his toughness in the ring and frequent comments on Tank, expressed his doubts. Tank is the kind of guy who takes your confidence away before you even realize it. Roach has heart, but sometimes heart isn't enough. Bradley added that Roach is stepping into a fight that could end badly for him.
The Gervonta Davis Roach fight.
I think that, he's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can.
Despite all the warnings, one thing is clear. This fight has everyone talking. The contrast in styles, the high stakes for both fighters, and Tank's incredible form have created an undeniable buzz. Whether Roach can rise to the challenge or Davis delivers yet another highlight reel knockout, March 1st is shaping up to be a night full of drama and action. For Gervonta Davis, this fight is an opportunity to remind the world why he's one of the most feared fighters in boxing.
Got fought Tank twice. I lost both times. The first one was a little. No, both they on YouTube. You can go watch them.
Yeah, I got you. First one's a little fishy.
The first one I fought him.
For Lamont Roach, this fight represents a chance to shock the world and silence the doubters. However, if the experts are correct, and they often are, this could turn out to be one of the most dangerous nights of Roach's career. Adding to the buzz, Tank Davis made headlines again during the kickoff presser for his upcoming fight against Roach. The undefeated lightweight champion dropped a bombshell. 2024 will be his final year in the ring. Davis announced plans to fight 3 more times before retiring, citing his desire to focus on family and building his real estate portfolio.
Christmas wish list, 3 names that you want in 2025.
I won't say.
All right. Who?
This announcement has sparked a wave of reactions throughout the boxing community. While some fans and insiders view it as a smart move to safeguard his health and legacy, others question if Tank is stepping away too soon, potentially leaving lucrative opportunities and unification bouts on the table. Legendary fighter Bernard Hopkins weighed in with a unique perspective. The Hall of Famer has thrown his full support behind Davis, praising the undefeated Southpaw, 30-0, as a generational talent who has already done enough to secure a place among boxing's greats. Yet, even Hopkins admitted he couldn't help but wonder if this decision is truly final, or if the allure of the ring might eventually draw Tank back in.
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
With an undefeated record of 30-0, 28 knockouts, and titles across 3 weight classes, Gervonta Davis has built a resume most fighters can only dream of. His star power soared after his victory over Ryan Garcia in 2023, a bout that shattered pay-per-view records with over 1.2 million buys and earned Tank a career-high payday of $50 million. While the Garcia fight solidified Davis's status as a global boxing superstar, it also drew criticism. The 136-pound catchweight and rehydration clause imposed on Garcia cast a shadow over the win for some fans, with Garcia himself claiming he was physically compromised. Despite the criticism, Bernard Hopkins sees Davis's body of work as undeniable. Tank did what most of the greats accomplished in their time, the highest goal, Hopkins stated. As far as I'm concerned, he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Hopkins isn't oblivious to the ongoing debates surrounding Tank's career, acknowledging that every era has its share of fights that could have happened but didn't. Even so, he believes Davis's accomplishments stand tall. The timing of Davis's retirement plans has raised eyebrows, particularly given the wealth of opportunities still available in the lightweight division. After his March 1st fight with Lamont Roach Jr., Davis could pursue unification bouts with WBC champion Shakur Stevenson or IBF titleholder Vasyl Lomachenko. Either matchup would generate massive interest and could cement Davis's legacy as the undisputed king of the lightweight division.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks to...
Alternatively, a move up to 140 pounds could open the door for blockbuster fights against Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez. Both fighters have expressed interest in facing Davis, and the stylistic matchups would undoubtedly draw fans and massive paydays. However, Davis appears uninterested in prolonging his career, sticking to his plan of fighting 3 times in 2024, including the Roach bout. With only 2 fights left after March 1st, Davis has already hinted at naming his next opponent immediately after facing Roach, fueling speculation about who might make the cut for the final chapters of his career. For Bernard Hopkins, Davis's decision to retire young is not just understandable, it's admirable. As someone who fought well into his late 40s, Hopkins knows firsthand the physical and mental toll boxing takes on a fighter. He sees Davis's choice as a wise move to preserve both his health and legacy.
By that logic, if Tank Davis is weight bullying Lamont Roach because he pulls Lamont Roach up to 135 pounds, isn't every single fighter that's asking Tank Davis to fight at 140 pounds, aren't they trying to weight bully him too?
Tank is aiming to secure his money and leave the sport without taking too much damage. I respect that, Hopkins said. Every fighter has to walk their own path, and Tank understands his. Hopkins also suggested that Davis's recent life changes, including the birth of his son, may have shifted his priorities. Becoming a father has given Tank a new perspective, one where long-term health and family take precedence over professional accolades. However, Hopkins acknowledged the possibility of a change in plans. He's young, and he may still change his mind, Hopkins added. Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights, something spectacular, that makes him reconsider. If he says he's doing 1, 2, or 3 fights, let's respect that and hope they're the fights we want to see.
But everybody to be talking shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga. I'm keeping it real.
He obviously a superstar. But just because it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win. And I think the same result will happen on December the 14th.
Whether Davis sticks to his retirement timeline or not, the next year will be pivotal in shaping his legacy. His upcoming fight against Lamont Roach Jr. is expected to serve as a showcase, but the real test will come in the remaining 2 bouts. Fans and critics alike are hoping Tank will use those fights to silence lingering doubts about his career. For some, this means facing Shakur Stevenson, widely regarded as one of the most technically gifted fighters in the sport today. A win against Stevenson would not only unify titles, but also put to rest any questions about Davis's willingness to take on the best. Others are calling for a showdown with Vasyl Lomachenko, whose resume and skill level would provide the kind of high-stakes challenge Davis has rarely faced in his career.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against.
There's also the possibility of stepping into the ring with Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. Both fighters present unique challenges and boast substantial fan bases, making them ideal opponents for Davis's final year. As much as Davis insists he's ready to walk away, history suggests that retirement in boxing is rarely permanent. The allure of the sport, the promise of massive paydays, and the desire to solidify a legacy have brought countless fighters back into the ring. Hopkins himself acknowledged this, admitting that something spectacular in Tank's upcoming fights could lead to a rematch or a new challenge too tempting to resist. However, even if Davis does step away for good, Hopkins firmly believes his legacy is already secure.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at 9.
I'm telling you saying you going down in a 9?
As far as his era is concerned, Gervonta "Tank" Davis has done enough. Every era has its what-if fights, but Tank's path is uniquely his own. If he chooses to walk away after 3 more fights, it's important to respect that and celebrate what he's already accomplished. Davis's announcement has sparked debate, but one thing is certain: he's leaving on his own terms. Whether he follows through with 3 more fights or changes his mind down the line, Davis has already left an indelible mark on the sport. For Bernard Hopkins, Tank's career is a testament to smart decision-making, talent, and impeccable timing. He's done what he set out to do, Hopkins said. If this is the end, then he's leaving as one of the greats of his generation, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Able to solve Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move
results.
that head, bob and weave.
Perhaps the most intriguing voice in the conversation is Conor Benn. After a tumultuous few years, the British welterweight has set his sights on one of boxing's biggest names, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Benn isn't holding back, declaring that Davis's upcoming opponent, Lamont Roach Jr., poses no real challenge and that he would be the ultimate test of Tank's mettle. Benn's challenge to Davis isn't new. Earlier this year, the two exchanged heated barbs on social media, with Benn calling out Tank for a potential catchweight bout. According to Benn, a formal offer of $15 million, approximately $25 million, was sent to Davis's camp, but the response was silence.
Make him work, coach. Make him work.
He's just a mouthy little twerp, Benn said in an interview with Fight Hub TV, clearly unimpressed by Tank's bravado. He just wanted to pipe up and start talking. I told him, you keep talking. My promoter will get back to you in 48 hours. However, according to Benn, Davis's team, including his advisor Al Heyman, shut down the idea before it could gain any traction. Benn brushed off the situation with his usual confidence, claiming Tank doesn't even grasp the concept of negotiation. His boss didn't let him out to play, Benn quipped. He's an idiot. I don't even think he knows what negotiating means.
Gervonta Davis. This is the latest. Gervonta Davis and Conor Benn going back and forth to the point where Davis is just firing off 5 or 6 tweets. He's showing us screenshots where Eddie Hearn is dropping into the DMs and saying, do you really want this fight? Gervonta's saying, yeah, I do.
Davis is or Tank is go out there and goes, yeah, I'll fight him. He obviously saw something. He goes, oh yeah, I'm going to beat that guy. You know.
Benn's confidence stems from his belief that Davis's career has been carefully managed to avoid the toughest challenges. While Tank boasts an undefeated record and victories across multiple weight classes, Benn isn't convinced by the hype. His career has been very well maneuvered, Benn said. Fight Shakur. I bet he'll retire before he fights Shakur. For Benn, Davis's decision to face Lamont Roach Jr. only reinforces this narrative. He views Roach, while a respectable fighter, as no real threat to Tank's dominance. Lamont Roach is no challenge. He's just keeping busy, Benn remarked. Instead, Benn sees himself as the kind of opponent who could genuinely push Davis to his limits.
Do I think that fight gets made? Listen, I'll agree to fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? Ain't my concern. You know, if 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mil ain't enough, then Well, then stop piping up on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Stay quiet. Stay at your house with your little tag on your ankle with your house arrest instead of piping up on Twitter.
Do I think that fight gets made? Listen, I'm ready to fight anyone. You know what I mean. Ben said. That's not my concern. If $10, $11, $12, $13, $14 million isn't enough, then stop hopping up on Twitter. You know what I mean? Stay quiet. Stay at your house with your little tag on your ankle, on house arrest, instead of piping up on Twitter.
41, you mess with those guys at 54, 47 and 54. Mess with those guys. Call those guys out. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to, fight somebody, go up there and fight the ones that the best, the 54 pounders, the 47 pounders.
Known for his aggressive style and knockout power, Ben is convinced that his relentless approach would be too much for Tank to handle. One of the sticking points in Ben's pursuit of Davis is the issue of weight. While Davis has fought as high as 140 pounds, most notably when he stopped Mario Barrios to claim the WBA super lightweight crown, he currently campaigns at 135. Ben, on the other hand, is a natural welterweight, typically fighting at 147 pounds. To make the fight happen, Ben has proposed a catch weight of 143 pounds. I would even do a catch weight at 143. Ben said, I would make 143 for him. He won't take the fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's wife, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, who do you want next? He say, I want.
The offer showcases Ben's willingness to compromise and meet Davis halfway, but he remains doubtful that Tank will accept. Ben's challenge comes at a pivotal moment in his own career. The 28-year-old has been working to rebuild his reputation after a positive test for the banned substance clomiphene derailed a highly anticipated bout with Chris Eubank Jr. in October 2022. Now cleared by the National Anti-Doping Panel, Ben is free to fight in the UK again and has set his sights on major bouts. Currently, Ben is negotiating a February clash with WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios, but he's made it clear that a fight with Davis would take priority. He's the one who wanted to pipe up, Ben said. Now he has the chance to back it up. While Davis has faced criticism for his choice of opponents, his skill and power are undeniable. With an undefeated record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, Tank is one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. However, Ben is confident he has what it takes to end Davis's unbeaten streak. I'm the real challenge, Ben said. Not these guys he's been fighting. Not Roach, me. For Ben, it's about more than proving himself. It's about showing the world that he's unafraid to take on the best and ready to leave his mark on the sport. But what do you think? Does Lamont Roach stand a chance against Tank? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates.